Hello! Okay, that was scary. Sorry. Hi everyone. Welcome to a new video with me, Aziza, aka Gourmet Pens. It's like 5 a.m. and I've been recording videos all night because I couldn't sleep, so this is what I look like at 5 a.m. But ignoring this, let's look at the pens because today I'm going to be showing you these pens. Oh, what's those? These are actually pens that I've done a written review on my blog of one of these pens, and not this particular pen, but these types of pens. Do you recognize them? Do you know what it is? And these are really pretty and they're interesting and they're different from what I usually review. So I have been borrowing them. I've borrowed them for a while now from a friend. And so I wanted to share it with you. So let's talk about these pens. These are two Ryan Krusac Legend L16 fountain pens. The top one is Cocobolo wood, and the top one, the first one. The second one is Macassar ebony. Hang on, let me just move my thingies there. This is Macassar ebony with mother of pearl finials. These are very special pens, and the other pen that I was alluding to is the Legend L14 that has my cat's custom pet portrait on it, and that was a gift from Steven when my cat died, and it was very sad, but the pen is amazing and the artwork's amazing. So anyway, I'll link to the reviews. You can go check it out if you want. But these pens are the Legend L16, so this is the size up from the smaller one. These don't have any custom work on them. They are just like the standard wood, but they are very interesting, very pretty. So let me tell you a bit about Ryan. So that pen that I showed you with the cat portrait, I've had for years. So I've been like following Ryan's work for a while now, and he was at a pen shop, which pen shop was it? Baltimore and Philly. And we were like shopping around on the pen floor, and my friend was curious, and then he found one of these. So he got one at Philly and one in Baltimore. And so I just thought I would do both because it's the same model, just two different woods. So currently Ryan's studio work revolves around making limited edition and one-of-a-kind writing instruments for the serious collector and pen lover. He feels that all things should have an element of art innate within and abhors the plainness of the items we use daily. His love for exotic woods and precious metals, combined with his fixation on craftsmanship, makes this a fulfilling medium and art form. So Ryan has been making pens since 2008, using natural materials like wood, naturally shed antler, and stone to make writing a beautiful, nature-inspired experience. They are a family-run business. So if you go to a show, you will his daughters are usually there because they also do. They make the pen wraps that go with the pens that you buy. So the philosophy is, without the written word, the halls of history fall silent, the bard's tales are forgotten, and our spiritual heritage lost. How dare we reduce our finest gift to a tube of plastic packed with sticky liquid? I cannot think of more suitable materials to render respect than to look to nature and find those things which are inherently unique and beautiful. No man can create the unique grain signature found in a piece of exotic wood. You can see those there. And nor can he replicate the subtle colorations of naturally shed antler. So with proper craftsmanship, these materials can be rearranged into writing instruments suitable for our most precious enterprises. So, as a fine art should be, every piece stands alone as unique unto itself. So the pens take Jovo number 6 nibs. These are supplied with steel nibs. You can always put on a different nib if you want, and they're standard international cartridge converter. The Macassar ebony was the crown jewel of the Art Deco movement and remains to this day one of the most noted woods of luxury. Its deep black grain alternating with rich brown, this one, gives this Indonesian wood depth and richness that is unmatched. Beautiful. And the Cocobolo is, I think, a more common wood now because I have like dip nib holders that I made at Cocobolo, and it's a beautiful, like both of these are beautiful. And the highlight with Ryan's pens is that he uses, as I just described to you, an array of exotic woods. Some are really exotic, and he knows all of these woods inside out. So it's a very interesting experience when you go to look at his pens, because he can tell you all about the woods, like where they're from, like details of them, like characteristics, and it's a very interesting experience. So buying a pen becomes like learning about his art form and learning about your pen. So like becoming more attached to your pen, because it's no longer just a pen, it has a story. So I really like that, and I really like these pens. So I think I've probably given you enough detail. We can head over to the desk and take a look at everything, and we'll do some writing and some size comparisons. But the thing is, like, I'm really happy with my Legend L14. It's very special to me, and it's a really wonderful experience to get to a pen show and get to Ryan's table and get to check out his pens. And he's got different sizes, different woods, like different materials, and like if you want to commemorate someone or something, he can do custom work for you on your pen. So it's worth checking out. I'll put links and stuff and all that, but we'll see you in a second. Okay, bye. Hey guys, there's something that I completely forgot to mention when I was talking about these pens. Even though it was in my notes, I just like brain farted on it. So I just want to quickly go over it now, because it's pretty important. You know, most of the pens that not most of the pens, a lot of our pens are plastic or they're metal, so they're pretty low maintenance. Wood pens, according to Ryan's details on his website, they're not high maintenance, but there's just some things you want to be aware of. So the most important thing he says is never leave your pen exposed to extreme temperatures. So for example, keep it out of your car to avoid cracking due to heat or cold. Your pen is made of wood, and unless it has an acrylic finish, it will absorb anything it comes into contact with. So this results in beautiful patina, but also in ink messes if you're not careful. We suggest leaving your wood or antler parts away from your ink filling process until you have wiped your cartridge and washed your hands. That makes complete sense. It's similar to like those Pelicans that have the white sections. You want to just be careful with it, wipe it down as soon as you've inked it. And in this case, just like keep the wood parts away. So the section is ebonite, so that's easy to wipe down. And you can also just take out the converter and just fill the converter. That works too. So caring for your fountain pen, all of my pens are made of natural materials, therefore they need a little more care than your average pen made of synthetics. So, and again, the biggest thing that he stresses is to never leave your pen in a car. It only takes a few minutes for your vehicle to reach temperatures that will literally bake the pen, and wood and antler, when subjected to high heat, will crack in a very short period of time. If your wooden pen has a natural finish rather than a glossy acrylic finish, it can't hurt to occasionally rub a little linseed, olive, or lemon oil into the wood. Regular use will keep your pens hydrated from the natural oils in your hands soaking into the wood, but if you have a large collection and only rotate occasionally, lightly oil them before the dry, cold winter months. If you have a pen with a glossy acrylic finish, there's no need for oil, just don't leave them in the car. Now, he's pretty awesome, so he does say that if your pen does crack, reach out to him, and he can either repair or restore it if it's been damaged like by misuse. Otherwise, if it has cracked, like if something happens to it, that is not your fault. He said he'll look after you, but the repair and restore is, he said, usually for under $50 if it's like your damage, which is not bad. $50 is pretty decent. So I just wanted to point that out. Be careful with filling. Be careful with ink spills. Like even splatter on the wood can stain it. And keep it out of the car. Keep it out of heat. Keep it out of direct sunlight, because the sunlight can heat it up. And don't stick it in the freezer. So this was totally out of context, not out of context, out of look with the rest of the video, but that was really important, and I wanted to add it in just so that you know. Okay, bye. All right, let's do the fun part of the video, the part without my face, but it's got my hands. Okay, so we're gonna look at both pens, and we're gonna do some writing, and we're gonna compare them to some other pens. You can see the sizes and stuff. Oh, look at that, it's so gorgeous. Okay, what I love about the Ryan Krusac pens is this is the packaging. This is all you get, this is all you need. So these were both purchased at a pen show. You get to get a pen sleeve, which are actually made by Zoya, which is Ryan's daughter's company. So they make pen sleeves and like pen pouches. I actually have a few of them. They're awesome. They're just really cute. They're really sweet kids, and it's just really fun to see them at shows. So they make these fun little wraps. So this little kimono is for this dude. And that's it. It's just so simple. It's very, just, I like it. You know me, I don't really like packaging, right? So here are the two pens. Why don't we start with this one? So this is Cocobolo wood. And this is the Legend L16 model. I showed you both already, but here you could see a little more detail. You can see that it's a very warm color wood. This is the very tidy engraving that Ryan does on these pens, on the Legend pens. And I love that, just very tidy. His pens have ebonite sections, which is obviously desirable. They're not wood sections. So there we go, ebonite. Now, remember that these are not my pens, so the L16 is a bit big for me. I find it a little thick, and you can kind of, like, I don't know if you can see that my grip is a bit stretched, and it kind of opens up my grip there. The pens don't post, so lengthwise, they're very comfortable, and even though they are thicker in my hand, I don't find them too big. It's just that I prefer the L14, which I'll show you in a minute. So let me just recap this one. They are both standard international cartridge converter. A few turns there to close this, but it's not too bad. And it's not a super heavy pen, but it is solid. Despite the that it's wood, it is pretty solid in hand. So this is the Cocobolo. This one is really interesting. This is, again, a Legend L16. This is Macassar Ebony, and it's got mother of pearl finials. Killer. So beautiful. So you can get mother of pearl. He does labradorite. I think he did malachite once, but I think it's poisonous or like toxic to inhale, so or poisonous to eat, I guess. So anyway, this is the mother of pearl, and it looks superb against the ebony, I think. So there you go, and it just glitters like, this is, the light's not even like, I'm not even doing anything with the light. This is just what it looks like, depending on the angle of the mother of pearl. So that's really awesome. It's flush in the cap. It's very clean, and same thing with the backside. So he actually told me that, or not me, my friend who bought this, I borrowed this pen from them, that he lined up the reflective bits of this part of mother of pearl so that when you're writing, it actually reflects towards the writer. So that's a very nice touch. You're not going to get that from just anyone. So there you go. This is the Cocobolo. This is the Macassar Ebony. They both have broad steel nibs on them. So let me just show you. They're just stunning. They're so classy. They're so elegant. They're so earthy and natural. I just love how they look. I love how they feel. They just make a sound that is so satisfying. Now, with wooden pens, you want to be careful with ink staining. They do pick up hand oils. That's okay. That's normal. And that's fine. That's going to happen. But in terms of ink, just be a little careful about that kind of stuff. So let me show you. I have my own personal Legend L14. Oh my God, it feels so tiny now compared to these. But let's just take a look at that. It is shorter. It is slimmer, significantly. And the section, also ebonite, is smaller as well, much more narrow. So you saw the L16 in my hand. This is the L14. And in case you were wondering, Ryan also does custom work on the pens. This is my cat. So this was a gift from Steven when she passed away several years ago. Yeah, so I have a review of this pen up on my blog, but just, it's really cute. So there you go. Let's line up some pens here. We got a Platinum 3776, Pilot Custom 823, Sailor 1911 Small, Sailor 1911 Large, Sailor Pro Gear, Lamy Safari. Let's throw in a Pilot Vanishing Point. So out of all of these, it is the largest pen. if we throw in a dialogue, which is also typically, I would say, known as a large pen, it's basically dwarfed by these. So pretty big pens that we're working with here. Now let me get these out of the way. I love this pen. It means so much to me, and Ryan's artistry is like mind-blowing. He is so skilled, and he made the pen so perfect that it's so special to me. So let's do this one first. Now these are, I'll show you the nib a little close because just for fun. These are Jowo number 6. They have a single slit around breather hole. The Jowo embellishments, which you probably recognize. It's got Ryan's laser engraved logo, and it is a plastic feed. This is a broad, and the same with that one. So basically you can expect a very standard writing experience from Jowo. They are almost always like well polished, well tuned, well adjusted. And if you don't like your nib, you can always swap it out for number 6 nib, another Jowo number 6 nib. Ryan Krusac. Legend L16. This is the Cocobolo. And we have a steel broad nib. The ink in this is Monspa homage to Hadrian. I believe it's called like Antico Rosso. So it's like a red, rusty red brownish. Pretty wet. It's both of these nibs are like right up my alley. Super juicy writers. Jowo nibs are firm, but you can squeeze out a bit of line variation if you must. Not flex nibs, not soft, not springy. But, you know, if you just need a bit more wetness, you can squeeze a bit out there. Really exquisite writer, though. I love these types of nibs for fun, cute style printing. It really highlights the ink because it's wet, gets nice shading. So although the pen is thick in my hand, they are very comfortable. So I do have to grip quite low, but I usually adjust my grip pretty well for all pens, and I would pick the L14, but if I were to find one of these or someone were to give me one, I would be okay with it. So there you go. That's this one. That's the Cocobolo. Absolutely beautiful. And let's do the Macassar Ebony, which is not as obviously colorful, but it does have some wicked grain on there, especially in the light. It's just really pretty. A little less red, more of like a golden dark brown. So the ink we have in this one, let's do the same thing. Ryan Krusac, Legend L16. So this one is Macassar Ebony with mother of pearl. Also a steel broad, also very wet, really nice. Oh, I just love these. Inked with one of my favorite inks, Mont Blanc Toffee Brown. Same thing, it is a Jowo steel broad, so same thing. Not a flex nib, but firm. You can squeeze out some line variation, but look at that, just both of these just beautiful, exquisite writers. I'm not going to write the whole thing because it's basically the same, and you can see that it's just really nice. I'm holding this one a little further back just to show you that it works for me still, and no problems. Really, really enjoy these pens, and it's just like Ryan knows his stuff. Like, he knows all of these woods like inside out. You can just like point at a pen, he knows exactly what it is, what it's made from, all the details of it. And it's just really fun to chat with him at a pen show because you just learn a whole lot about a pen and wood and like the artistry behind all of this, and it's amazing. The juicy bouncing kumquats. And the nice thing about it too is that it can be very emotional, right? Like you can, like in the case of my pen, it's got my cat on it, right? So this is a very sentimental pen to me, right? And so not only is it a nice pen, it holds a lot of emotional value to me. So I enjoy writing with it, but I just enjoy it on a whole. So yeah, so we got 2 pens here from Ryan Krusac's studio. So I'll include a link for you all to check, you all. My words are just blurring together. So you can check them out, but I'm really happy with them. They're just like fantastic pens. So the price range depends on what you're looking at, right? So different woods are more exotic and they cost more. The ones with inlays or like finials, like the mother of pearl, adds a bit more. So you're looking at like $350, $400 or so for these sizes. And, you know, I think it's perfectly fair because fantastic work. You are buying a very custom pen, right? So he's made everything in the pen except for the nib feed and converter. And just, it's like you're supporting a family business, and it's a very special pen. Like they're very unique. And it's different to like the other types of statement pens, which is like your 149, your Sailor, like King of Pen. I have those pens too, perfectly happy with them, but this is just different, so it's a nice option. So, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you got a little snippet of the fun with these pens, and I hope it was useful. If you did enjoy, I would love it if you would like and subscribe. I'm going to put the contact info for Ryan on Instagram and stuff so you can check him out. And let me know what you think. Like, do you like wood pens? Like, is this something that you would look at? Would you like to see something different? Because you never know. I mean, he is a custom pen maker. He might, you know, put this into his next models or future work or something. So, there you go. Thank you again for watching. I am Gourmet Pens signing out. You could find me on socials, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, and Patreon as Lesach. Thank you guys again. Take care. Stay safe. And go check out Ryan's pens and drop him some love on Instagram and such, you know. There we go. And finally, thank you to my friend for loaning me these pens. I've been using them for some time, and they probably want it back by now, so I guess I'll give them back. Thanks, everyone. Bye.